How's everyone doing? It's been a while. We're back with a very special video today. And that's because we got a sponsor. That's right, we got our first sponsor on the channel. We're officially sellouts. If anybody needs to contact me from here on out, you will need to contact my agent. It's been nice knowing you. So long, losers. The wonderful people at P3 Cycles hit me up and wanted me to test out their stock track bike. And it's been a long time since I've ridden a stock track bike, so I was down. And I want to see how this thing does. So I'm going to open it, I'm going to build it up, do some tricks on it, ride around, let you guys know what I think. Let's get into it. I just moved into a new place, and clearly I don't have proper space to work on a bike, so the ground it is. It's so nice having everything just come in one box. I'm so used to just having to buy so many different things. Sometimes those things not even working out and not working with each other. Oh wow, they even give you Allen wrenches. It's like a nice set. And a 15? Damn, that's tight. Pedals. Some safety stuff that, you know, we definitely don't need. Bike Manuel. I don't know who that is. Oh, yeah. They definitely tightened it for me, but you always gotta check. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. Thanks guys. Appreciate you not trying to kill me. Didn't even come with a pump. What the hell, guys? Disappointed. 1-star review. I'm surprised it even came with like the amount of tools that it did. It's like IKEA, but bikes. I'll spice it up with some cheetah print hook straps out from Indonesia. Coming to you live from an alley. I mean, I haven't even ridden the bike yet, but I'm pretty impressed. It looks really good right out the box. I mean, the only thing I added was the straps. Everything feels really dialed. I love how it came with tools right out the box. I love how everything was nice and tight for me, so I'm not gonna kill myself. I like that the front wheel is radial laced. The hubs look solid. They're 6KU hubs. I didn't have to cut my chain at all. It came at the right length, which is really nice. Honestly, overall, just a great experience right out the box. Not too much of a hassle at all. Most of all, what I like is that it looks great. I mean, it's sleek, it's clean, I like the graphics. I think a lot of companies don't do graphics right. All that said and done though, how does the bike ride? And there's really only one way to find out, so let's do it. Little while into the ride. Bike is smooth, feels great. Forgot to tighten my seat post all the way, so it's gonna shift a little bit, unfortunately. But other than that, bike feels good. It's like regular track bike geometry. It doesn't bar spin. It's not like a trick specific bike. The point is to see if we can do tricks on a regular track bike. So we'll see how that goes. cool trick. Didn't die. That's the first sign of a good bike. Hey, so I just got done doing a bunch of tricks on this bike, and aside from my seat post being loose, I'm super happy with this. The frame is made out of aluminum, which I normally wouldn't choose to do tricks on, but it seems to be a really sturdy aluminum. I don't know the actual specs behind that, but it feels really solid for an aluminum frame. Normally aluminum frames feel really light and hollow. And not that this bike doesn't feel light, but it feels like the sturdiness of steel. You know what I mean? Okay, that's getting tiring. As you can see, this bike was completely stock. The only thing I added was straps. I mean, it's pretty ready to go out of the box for as far as like a solid bike goes in general. But also keep in mind that normally if you were to get a bike and use it for tricks, you would start with a bike like this and then swap out some parts. You know, maybe some like omniums as cranks, or maybe a Euro bottom bracket so you can run BMX cranks, maybe a trick fork, maybe some higher bars, wider tires. But as far as the base goes, you don't need much. A lot of people are really picky with their bike and say, oh, I can't do tricks because this and this on my bike. Maybe as far as bar spins go, that's true, because this bike can't bar spin. It's got track bike geometry and hits my toe, but I can do plenty on this bike. And it's not just me. I mean, you could do it too. Just some thoughts so far on the bike. Okay, so I tried the bike out yesterday and I'm really impressed actually. I've been in the fixed gear scene for 10, 11 years at this point. I've ridden a lot of bikes and I've owned a lot of bikes. I've never really had a stock track bike impress me much. They're usually pretty like mediocre at best, honestly. While this is a sponsored video, I did not get paid to lie. I got paid to give my thoughts on the bike. As far as pros for the bike go, it's really lightweight because it's made out of aluminum. It's really stiff, especially for being aluminum. It rides like a steel bike. When you bunny hop it and feel the impact and you feel the durability of the bike and how sturdy it is, it feels like steel, it doesn't flex. It rides really smooth. I had no issues as far as like, it didn't feel clunky or anything, and I'm not the best bike mechanic in the world, and I was able to put it together no problem and didn't have any problems with it except a loose seat post. But that was my bad, not P3's bad. It came out of the box, like I said earlier, it's like the bike version of IKEA. It comes with all the tools that you need, and it's pretty clear cut on how you need to build it. So it's great for beginners. One of my favorite parts about it is that it looks great. The paint job is great, the welds are smooth, the geometry doesn't look funky. I really like the decals too, they're not too overdone. And overall, it's just a great looking bike. And you don't see that very often out of like stock track bikes really. It has a tight wheelbase, and you can whip it around really well. And the last pro is that has traditional track geometry. Sometimes I see stock bikes with really whack geometry or really laid back geometry, and I don't like the way that looks at all. When the wheelbase is too wide and the fork is really like
pushed out, but this has great track geo, similar to bikes like, you know, Cinelli's and Bianchi's. It's the same kind of geometry, so that's great. Going into cons now, that could also be a con. This video is how well can we do tricks on a stock track bike? And that actually does limit us a little bit when it's traditional track geo. You can't bar spin. Your foot hits the wheel sometimes while you ride, especially if you're like doing tricks and doing rotations and stuff, it'll hit your foot. I mean, that's why freestyle frames were developed. This is kind of a bike that you would buy and then slowly replace parts on, if you're using it for tricks at least. Like if I was doing this from scratch and I bought this bike and I was like, I want to do tricks on a track bike, I would probably switch out the cranks eventually, because square taper cranks, I always end up stripping. That didn't happen to me because I, you know, had a session on it. But if I kept doing it consistently, maybe that might be a problem. As far as regular riding goes, it's no issue, but if you're doing tricks on it, then it might be an issue in the future. I'd probably switch out the bars because the bars are really low. I'd probably get some different wheels over time, maybe like a 650 front wheel to make it bar spin, or you could put a trick fork on it and make it bar spin, like the Master chopstick fork, and then probably just some thicker tires. I was doing tricks as is on the 28C tires that it comes with. But it was still pretty good. But a little bigger tires never hurts. That all being said though, you can definitely make this work as your full-time trick track bike if you have the right parts on it. I mean, even as is, it's not bad. You saw all the tricks I was doing, and it felt really comfortable actually doing a lot of those. Those are pretty much the only things I can think of that I don't love about the bike. It's a super reasonable price point at $399. You're not gonna find many bikes that are better than that for the price. And really just big shout out to P3 Cycles for reaching out and sending the bike this way, because I'm way more hyped on it than I thought I would be. The bikes are actually on sale right now. They're only $349. And you can hit the link in the description if you're interested in getting one of these P3 Cycles track bikes. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that YouTube-y stuff. Follow us on Instagram at SuckMyCog. Follow P3 Cycles at P3 Cycles on Instagram. Any other videos you want to see, also comment below. And I'll see you guys soon.